Wow, wow. I'm having internet issues, guys. Oh my god, I am live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, my name is Omboy. Thank you so much for tuning in yet another day. Wow. This week have been a lot. But wow, here we go. It's on Thursday. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much, you guys, for always coming back. If you're watching the video after it's streamed, thank you so much for stopping by. Kindly like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about everything. Okay, share your thoughts. Okay, today we are talking about do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, do women keep patriarchy alive? So that's what we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna have some honesty in here, but in the meantime, let me wait for some of you to join in. Wow, 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 wow. I think the reason why we are talking about this topic, yesterday we had a very nice topic, like, oh my god, we were talking about friendships, and people brought up a lot of things. I have always wanted to talk about, like, how women contribute to patriarchy and how women play a part in ensuring that patriarchy continues. But literally, I have wanted to do it, but like it wasn't the right time, but now it's the right time. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Oh my god, I'm staring at a cockroach right now. I need to go and kill it. Oh my god, I hope it doesn't move. What? God, the audacity of that cockroach. Ugh. Oh my god. Welcome to the live, you guys. That's real life right there. Real life. Wow. I'm wondering, am I connected? Daima says, hi to you, Daima. Good to see you. Welcome to the live, guys. When you join in, kindly like, subscribe. My name is Womboy. We are talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, and also, like, what's patriarchy to you as a person? Okay, Daima says, hi. Sorry, I missed yesterday. Okay, you're fine, you're fine. I always say that, like, of course this is real life and you're not trying to be here to please me. You be here when you want to, or like when you literally have the time to be here. Okay, so we're talking about do women keep patriarchy alive? And of course, I'm a woman, so first hand information right here. So but in the meantime, guys, let me know where you're watching me from. How are you doing? How is your day? How is your night going? How is your morning going? Afternoon? Okay, Daima says, like the live, share the love, sub the queen, Hujambo from Kenya. Okay, so let's be honest. We always talk about patriarchy. Patriarchy is the problem. Patriarchy is the problem. So I think this is a discussion. This is something that came up in my live yesterday, where we saw, like, we were talking about patriarchy, and, like, of course, I said patriarchy was the problem, but somebody brought up the thing of, like, women keep patriarchy going by keeping choosing strong men, keeping choosing abusive men, keeping choosing all these men who have all these qualities of, like, strong men. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about. Do women directly contribute? Do women directly contribute to patriarchy? Okay, are we the one who are enabling patriarchy? Are we the one who are making patriarchy to keep going? Okay, so let's be honest. If women say they want equality, why are so many women still choosing men who lead, provide, and dominate? Are we fighting patriarchy or feeding it? So that's the question that we're asking ourselves today. My name is Wamboy. Let me know where you're watching me from. Gav says, greetings, welcome to the live. Oh my god, how do you feel about the topic that we're discussing about patriarchy? Okay, I wouldn't say if I support patriarchy or I don't, But of course, I grew up in a very patriarchal society. We know Africa is the father of patriarchy, okay, and all of those things. And somebody brought up something yesterday when we were on the live, the whole thing of like wife inheritance. What else did they bring up? Inheriting wife from your deceased brothers. Another thing was like the women were allowed to like have several wives, but the woman is just allowed to have one man. So all of that thing, and there was the question of like, how was that even a thing? Okay, how was that even a thing? And that's what we're gonna be talking about. So you can be free to express your feelings. So we are saying this question of like, what does strong man ever mean? Like, people want, you want a strong man, but what does that mean? Okay, you're saying that like you are against patriarchy, or like patriarchy is the enemy, like it's not a good thing. Okay, but there is a question of, what does a strong man ever mean? Okay, what does a strong man literally mean? Okay, so the question is, are we naturally attracted to dominance? Are we naturally attracted to toxicity? Or what is going on right here? Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about. But in the meantime, let me wait for you guys to give me your opinions. And let me know, do you think women keep the patriarchy alive? In your opinion, okay? Mm-hmm. Wow. Ooh, God. I am not feeling good. Podrav. Wow. That's greetings from which country? Podraz. Pods. Oh my God. Is it Polish or what is that language? Okay, guys, welcome to the live. My name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for tuning in yet another day. I normally go live Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So you can always be looking for me at that hour. We're talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, so we keep talking about patriarchy. Okay, but can we talk about patriarchy without like seeing how women play, how we do play a direct role in ensuring patriarchy keeps going? Okay, so growing up, I grew up in an African village. Okay, and growing up, there was the whole definition of like gender roles, what men are supposed to do in the society and what women are supposed to do in the society. Okay, but growing up, I heard it several times from my mom, like she would be like, if I didn't want to do any house chores, or like I wasn't interested in learning any house chore, she was like, you should learn, otherwise your man is going to, like, let's say your man is going to return you here or something of that sort. But you know what, that's one of the ways that I think women contribute, by saying such stuff and teaching it from one generation to another. How can you say you don't like something but you're still speaking about it, but you're still passing it down from one generation to another? Okay, and Diamond says, a woman wanting multiple husbands is just greed and slashiness. A man with multiple wives is expressing his love for his wives by cutting down the amount of housework one wife have to do. Oh my God, are you kidding me, guys? Am I just reading things? Devil is saying a woman wanting multiple husbands is just greed and slashiness. A man with multiple wives is expressing his love for his wives by cutting down the amount of housework one wife have to do. Oh my God, that is the sorry, but that is one of the let me not use the words that are in my head, but like, wow, the audacity for you to even say that. Guys, do you agree with what Dimas is saying? Like, a woman wanting multiple husbands is greed and slut and being a slut, while if a man wants multiple husbands, is like he's just expressing no, that is just what you want to believe, but that's not what it is. Okay, Guitar Leon Hart says hi Guitar, wow, you're back, welcome to the live. Actually, you know what, I kind of considered what you were talking about yesterday. What was the thought? You said something yesterday to the effect of women are the one who keeps patriarchy going. Let me see, I think I wrote it down, and that's why like I did decide to like go with this topic today, because we did have a lot to say before the end of yesterday's live. Tebatso Mahalangu says, hello beautiful. Hello to you, Tebatso, welcome to the live, good to see you. Let me see, Gitao said patriarchy enforced by women choosing strong men. patriarchy is enforced by women choosing strong men. That's what he said, okay? And that's why we are talking about the topic of the day. Do women keep patriarchy alive? Do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, you heard what Diamond says, that a woman having multiple husbands, that's just greed and sluttiness. But when a man has multiple husbands, is out of love for the wives, to keep the housework divided and easy on the wife, okay? But let me tell you, like, if I was to literally say what my mind thinks, like, I think that's one of the dumbest stuff that I've ever heard. Sorry. So no shade to you, no shade to you though, like, but what, that's one of the dumbest stuff that I've ever heard, okay? uh Naima says, please no, I was just joking. For you. Okay, you know what? I agree with whatever, but wow, can you imagine if somebody have that mentality, you know? Okay, so okay, now on a serious note, do you guys think women keep patriarchy going? Bridgesh says, Kenya, welcome to the live, good to see you. Okay, so are women attracted to dominance? Are women attracted to a man who can literally put his hands on them? Like, is that what attractive? Because I am a woman, okay? I have overheard conversations with my friend, and they are like, oh my god, like, uh he said this, like, he was lecturing me. And for so many people, when your man is lecturing you, or like telling that he's gonna put you in your place, is like, oh my god, that's so attractive, okay? But why are we attracted to that? That's actually the real question. Charongor says, how loving. Okay, welcome to the live, Charo, good to see you. Let me know what you think about patriarchy. Do you think women keep that going? Gitao says, is the idea of women settling the biggest champion for patriarchy? For example, telling women to only choose men with authority and status. Okay, so you're saying that the system keeps patriarchy going, okay? Because first of all, I grew up in a very patriarchal society, and every time, like, I couldn't do any housework, or like I wasn't willing to learn something, I wasn't willing to do laundry, I had it from my mother's mouth, like, oh my god, you have to learn that, like, your husband will love when you know how to do that, like. And it was always about the husband. It was never about me. It was never about me knowing how to do that for myself. It was always about, like, the person who is gonna marry you, the person who is gonna marry you. But the real question is, like, uh that keeping telling from one generation to another, maybe that's what is keeping patriarchy going, okay? But what keeps patriarchy going, in your opinion? Okay, so what Gitao is saying, that society is teaching women what to do or what to accept, okay? So that's why we keep having the patriarchy going on back and forth, okay? But guys, I do have an honest question. Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide more? Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide more? Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide more? Okay, on the in patriarchy, Infinity says, marriage counselor, and you're single, rubbish. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Oh my god, are you a licensed professor for marriage counseling? Okay, good for you, Infinity. Good for you. Good for you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't say that I'm advising anybody. You are the one who you're poking your nose into my business. Okay, keep moving, keep scrolling. Diamond says, can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide? Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide? So that's a question. That's literally a question, okay? Okay, and also Gitao says, like, telling women to only choose men with authority and status. Uh, that can keep you wondering, like, is being a strong man just a code for control? Is being a strong man that's just a code for, like, being abusive to the women? Okay. Uh, okay. Uh-huh. Spose until says, here you go, good for you. Infinity says, get into marriage and then you will have what to say. Apart from that, okay, you know what, just keep scrolling, okay? It's none of your business. I'm not a marriage counselor, and you are also not a marriage counselor, okay? So keep walking, okay? Keep walking out here. I am not counseling anybody, like literally I'm reading people's comments, okay? So keep moving. So I was saying, is strong man just a code for control? Like, we keep talking about strong men, but what does a strong man really mean? Does it mean a man who can be able to put women in their place? Does it mean a man who takes control of the relationship? What does it really mean? Okay, so that's what we're gonna be asking ourselves. Also, Tebatso says, Madam, I would like to subscribe your videos and channel. Okay, good. Okay, I would appreciate that. Welcome to the channel, you know. Guitar Lion says, feminism tells women not to settle. In doing so, telling women to choose men with authority. This leads to a system where men hold authority. I know. And if at the end of the day, if they don't feel like you're a strong man, you, like, even if a woman chooses a man that is presumed by the society not to be a strong man, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't work out, okay? At the end of the day, like, there will be so many people telling, oh, this is not a good man, so soft men are ignored. Then women say good men don't exist, okay? So if you're a soft man in this system where, like, women are being told, you know what, you need to choose a man who is strong, you need to choose a man who is this and that, okay? So soft men, or men who are seen not to have, like, the whole authority thing, literally ignored. Dema says, we confuse providing more or less with providing something different. Some think a working man provides more than his housewife, but what is more valuable, a paycheck or the care of your children? Okay, there's literally such a thin line between the two, because if you decide to take the children to daycare and, like, your wife works, then at the end of the day, now I think I literally don't know, because I don't have children. I don't know how that is like, but, like, maybe I would like to know for people who have done it, or, like, people with children, how is that like? David Rutod says, hi to you, David. Welcome to the live. We're talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, so something that I wanted to mention, I think one of the things that women do to keep the patriarchy alive is the internalized misogyny. As I was saying, like, the constant ridicule and criticism when a woman decides to do opposite of what patriarchy wants, or, like, what patriarchy tells us. There's that internalized misogyny, and the women criticize other women. If I choose different, for example, if I choose not to settle down and, like, not to do what the society wants me to, like, get married, have children, and keep the cycle going, okay? Get married to a strong man, have children, and keep the cycle going. So if that doesn't happen, even if you choose a different path, for example, not having children, you will realize that, like, other women will literally criticize you, they will ridicule you, because it's just internalized misogyny. Like, we've been told how to hate each other or dislike each other continuously, okay? Also, there's the contradiction, wanting independence. And guys, I do have the question. Oh, I didn't pin it, sorry. Okay, it's pinned. Can a relationship be equal? We have the question. Oh god. Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide more? Can a relationship be equal if one person is expected to provide more? Dama says, I don't have kids, but I was a kid. Prior to 15, my mother was home when I got home from school, and it was nice having her there. Kids in my time were more well adjusted than kids today. Why? Okay, maybe because they got their mother at home. Okay, me personally, how I grew up, like, my mom was always home. Okay, she was okay. She went someplace for work during the day, you know, the regular stuff that you do in the village. Okay, but at the end of the day, she was always home. So I literally don't know the other side where, like, you don't find your mom at home. I don't know how that is like, but I know there is, like, you know, because can you imagine the way 9 to 5, you go to work, you wake up early in the morning, you prepare the kid to go to school, and then after they go to school, you get ready, you go to work, the kids come back home before you get home, and by the time you get home, you're getting them ready for bed and stuff like that. So I think these kids who are raised in such systems is like they don't know their parents, or their parents don't know who these kids are. They get into things that their parents don't know about. Okay, guys, welcome to the live. We are talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, let me know what's your opinion. Let me know what's your opinion. Do women keep patriarchy alive? That's what we are talking about. There is also a contradiction when it comes to patriarchy, wanting independence but also wanting a man to lead. So the question is, can both exist without reinforcing patriarchy? Can you want to be independent as a woman and also want a man? And can both exist without reinforcing patriarchy? Because first of all, let us define patriarchy, you know? Let us define patriarchy, because I don't think patriarchy is a bad thing. But in this society, or like in the society that I grew up in, it's actually the root of all evil, okay? It's actually the root of men being mean to their women, you know, the unequal definition of responsibility, you know. Diama says, every child, past and present, was or has to be raised. The question is, who is raising the child? My mother and father raised me. Children today are being raised by each other. And you know what? That's it. Okay, personally, I would say our parents raised us, but we also raised each other. Like, especially for us who are like the grown children, we had so much to do with the other children. Wow. Like, there's a lot of parentification actually when it comes to such things, but like for the independence to be there, because the last thing you want to do is to be depending on somebody. That's just it. Okay, the last thing you want to do is to be depending on somebody, because when you depend on someone, you're not financially secure. Like, that person could change any day, any time. What are you gonna do? Okay, so that's the meaning of patriarchy, the thing that I just said on the screen. Guys, welcome to the live. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, we keep saying that like patriarchy is a bad thing. All the feminists keep saying that like patriarchy is the root of all evil, but like, are we doing that? Are we literally doing that? So the meaning of patriarchy is social organization marked by the supremacy of the father in the clan or family, the legal dependence of wives and children, and the reckoning of descent and inheritance in the male line. Okay, so everything everything in a patriarchal society, most of the things in a patriarchal society are literally controlled by men. Women have no say whatsoever. They're supposed to follow just what the men in the family says, okay? While matriarchal society where like, but they are literally rare, where the mothers are the ones who make rules. They are the ones who make major decisions, you know what I'm saying? Diama says, the point I'm making here is to your question about who provides more. In most relationships, one is not providing more than the other. They are just providing something different and important. Okay, yeah, okay, that's it right there. Okay, so to the question, I think the question is, let me see, can a relationship be equal in one if one person is expected to provide more? Can a relationship, yeah, it can be equal, but you know what, the person who is providing financially in the relationship holds the power, and that's the thing that like we literally don't talk about. The person who is like providing financially, they literally say like, oh, I'm doing all of this thing for the family, because for them what they're providing is monetary and it can be charged. But on the other hand, if you're just providing by giving birth, if you're just providing by giving birth, you're providing by being there for the children, is that seen, is that tangible? No, I think that's why people are preaching like to women, get a job, like get yourself something to do as a woman, because at the end of the day, if you don't have the monetary control, you literally don't have even control of your own life. That's just what I think. okay, when it comes to the topic. So let me know what you guys think when it comes to the topic. Do women keep patriarchy alive? Okay, do women keep patriarchy alive? So that's what we're talking about. And guys, if you're just joining in, my name is Wamboy. I was born and raised in Kenya. I normally go live Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So, and the topics that we usually talk about are literally topics that are real life, okay? And I don't come here to tell you my experiences. I also listen to your own experiences, okay? There is another question that I have right here. Okay, is choosing a dominant man empowering or limiting? 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 Okay, guys, we are talking about thank you for typing for me. So in your opinion, is choosing a dominant man? And I know for the men you're wondering like how could you answer that question, but literally you can I think you can answer that question maybe from your own personal experiences if you're a dominant man. Good. When you're trying to copy something and it doesn't work. Guys, we are talking about do women keep patriarchy alive? That's what we are talking about. Send in your thoughts, okay? I have a question. Is choosing dominant man empowering or limiting? DK, wow, it's been a minute. Hello, Amboy. Hello to you, DK. Welcome to the live. We are talking about patriarchy. Maybe send in your thoughts. Okay. Okay, and I know you guys maybe you might be wondering what is a dominant man. Okay, and I think what I'm asking is like the dominant, which sometimes translates to toxicness. It translates to like physical fight. It translates to somebody who is mean, you know. But you know, I did do a search of like who a dominant man is. A dominant man is characterized by confidence, self-discipline. Wow, you know. A dominant man is characterized by confidence, self-discipline, leadership, and the ability to assert himself while respecting others, okay? So that's what a dominant man is in books. But the dominant men that are out there in the streets, they're literally like dominant, like they're gonna dominate you, okay? Choke you. Wow, God. Diamond says, I think it depends on the people. I think it depends on the people. A dominant man who respects his woman is empowering to the woman, and a woman who picks poorly limits herself. Okay, you know, but actually, you know what? It actually depends on what type of dominance we are talking about. When it comes to the dominance where like the man is a good man, he's a dominant man. But when it comes to dominance with toxicness, now that's another different type of story. Okay. So I think when it comes to like, do women contribute to patriarchy? Do women keep patriarchy alive? I think the thing is, we do complain as women. We do complain about patriarchy, but still reward it. Okay, we reward men who are toxic to us. We reward men who put their hands on us. We reward men who are mean to us. We reward men who literally will not lift a finger inside the house. We reward men who are unfair. So you can't complain about patriarchy and still reward it. That's just so inconsistent. Okay, Gitao says, if they carry a woman through the journey, empowering. If they use you, then dump you, limiting. Okay, because that's another characteristic of dominant men. They like having different women. Like for them, it's just like using another. I wouldn't say, because personally I think I'm empowered in terms of like how I see it. I don't ever think anybody uses me. Like I think we use each other. Like I I decided, I made a conscious decision to never see it like that. Whenever you sleep with somebody, you are like they are using you as a woman. I never want to see it that way again, because at the same time I'm also using them. Like, am I not having fun in the process? I am. So which means we are both using each other. Okay, but I see where you're going with that point. But personally, I don't see it that way. Like when if you sleep with somebody and it doesn't work out, you both used each other. Okay, maybe I was using this person for another thing. The whole using each other thing doesn't work with me, because I think we both used each other. At the end of the day. DK says a dominant man, as defined above, is a must, but with some form of empathy, a lot of empathy. But if she should have one, she must and should have one. Okay, but you know what, the question is we are talking about patriarchy, and we know that like dominant men are the one who creates patriarchy. Okay, somebody said that patriarchy is the problem, or is the cause of all the problems that women go through. Patriarchy brings, somebody says patriarchy is the root to all evil. Men being in control of the society is the root to all evil. But if we are saying that, can we say that at the same time want our women, or want women to choose to have dominant men? So do those things go along? Okay. Aaron Cooper says, how are you doing? I'm watching you from Liberia. Okay, welcome to the live. I'm doing great. How are you? What do you have to say when it comes to the topic? Do you think women keep patriarchy alive? And I know most of you who are watching are literally men, but maybe I would like to see, maybe from your eyes, as also the men. And patriarchy is all about men. Men being able to have 6 women, men being able to like discipline their women, such stuff. How do men feel about it? Like, especially from African countries, where like men are able to like put their hands on their women, punish their women, all these things, yell at their women. How do you guys feel about that? Like, is it okay? And especially for people who grew up in like households where their fathers were literally the what is it called, the disciplinarian, the family man, but also seeing somebody taking control of your mother like that, how does that make you feel as a man? Maybe I would like to know. Dema says, I could be wrong, but I feel Gitao Lion is feeling that a woman sleeps with a man to catch him. But many men don't realize women want and enjoy sex as much as we, but they just don't yell it. You know what? I had to change my mentality. When it comes to like how I see sex, or like when I sleep with people, how I see it. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel used. Let me tell you, I never feel used when it comes to the same, because I like, who is to say that a woman shouldn't want and enjoy sex? Okay, who is to say that a woman should have low libido? Okay, who is to say that a woman shouldn't want to sleep with people? Sometimes you could even be the one who is wanting it more than the guy, and there's no problem with that. But because I feel like, especially for some of us from African countries, we are brought up with the narrative that men are the one who want sex. Men are the one who wants your body, like as if you never want it. I have had to like unlearn the way my parents saw things, or like how people who came before us saw sex, because I never want to see it that way, because at the same time I also want it. I'm human being, like, and I do have feelings. So I see what you're saying when it comes to like the way Gitao is seeing it, but he's the only one who knows. For him, sex is something that a woman gives to a man, but she don't enjoy it. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know, God. That was just like the live, share the love, sub the queen Hujambo from Kenya. Guitar is furious. He says to Diamas, so can women also be dominant? Can women also dominate? I think that's what he intended to say. Can women also dominate? I think I think they can, but men don't like that. Men don't like to be dominated. So, I think you men, and correct me if I'm wrong, the men in the chat, I think men want to feel like they're in control, like they're the ones who are getting the rewards, the fruits. Okay, men want to feel as if they are using you for sex. That's what men literally want to feel, but that doesn't have to be the case. That doesn't have to be the case. And that's why I think when I was in university, most men that I went to school with were saying that they would never marry women that they went to university with. Okay, the reason why I really don't know, but I think it's because they saw the mentality that women in campus had. Women in campus had this mentality like I also want sex, like it was never about, they never felt that whole thing of dominating, like they're getting something and they're dumping, because women in campus are wild. Okay, so yeah. Okay, wow, interesting. Bika says, no, you don't punish a woman like a child. If you do, then who punishes you when you go wrong? And you know what, that's the point, but you cannot say that, and like we cannot say that and assume that men don't do that, because men do that. Okay, in our society, you grow up seeing somebody in your family suffering from the same domestic violence, but the question is, you get to put your hands on her because you're stronger than her. But who gets to put their hands on you when you are wrong? You get to say sorry and that's it. Daima says to Gitao, yes, absolutely. However, just as two alphas can't exist together, a dominant woman has to be with a better male. Wow. Okay. Because at the end of the day, if you have a dominant woman and you're an alpha male, you will feel threatened by her energy, because at the end of the day, you want to be the alpha, you want to be the man. But of course, if she has the alpha energy, then okay. Wow, I think that caught you by surprise that women want to have sex. Guitar didn't it? I thought you guys knew. And I think that's, if we have to change the whole thing about using each other, especially when it comes to this topic, we have to literally change the way we see sex. Wow. So there's also something to do with choice versus system. Okay, if women choose these men who are toxic, these men who are dominant, okay, if women choose these men freely, is it still patriarchy? Okay, because that's what have been happening. Like back in the day, women were being forced to be with these men. Okay, women were being forced to like, for example, a girl was just born, and a rich wealthy man in the neighborhood just had, oh, so and so had a daughter, and then he comes home and books the daughter, and like, so that's, I think that's what we were calling like that's what I think it was unfair. But the question is, if women choose these men freely, is it still patriarchy? Maybe I would like Diamas to type for me, please. If women still choose these men that we are talking about, the dominant man, the toxic man, is it still patriarchy, or is this just a choice? Let me read your comments. Gitao says, I could be wrong, but I think the biggest motivator for sex is status and not enjoyment. How much status do you get from sex? Literally, you're literally thinking like a man, because when I see sex, for me, it's like, how much will I enjoy? It's not literally about the man or like the status. Okay, God, and I know in my channel is usually mostly men, because now I won't get this answer, but personally, I've never thought like that. Like, sex is do you guys believe that sex is about status? Like, after, because now, personally, I just think, how much am I enjoying? Like, because I'm not gonna sit there and have you use me and I'm not having fun. No. Dama says, when I was a kid, I grew up watching the I Love Lucy show. Her husband Ricky would spank her if she messed up. We used to just laugh. As an adult, I can't believe that we called that comedy. Okay? Can you know, wow. And that was just acceptable, But I think it's just right now what is acceptable in the society have literally changed. Men are calling on other men for like putting their hands on their women, so that has also changed. But like, wow, can you imagine, that was literally a TV show that it was meant to be comedy. Okay, we have a question on the screen. If women still choose dominant toxic men, is it still patriarchy or is it choice? Okay, so that's the question that we are dealing with. God. Guys, there is a question right there. We are gonna proceed after you guys answer. If women choose these men freely, is it still patriarchy, or does it yeah. So Daima says to Gitao, how does one get status from sex? Then one, there than quantity of partners. Okay, okay. I would also like to know, because I never knew that like you get status, but I think that's boys behavior, like because in the younger years boys used to tell on each other when they sleep with a girl, like, oh, I hate that. But right now it's like, is that a win? Is it literally a thing that like you feel like you're winning for doing that? Wow. mm. God, literally, I'm literally uncomfortable. Wow. Guys, welcome to the live. I'm waiting for you guys' responses. Welcome to the live. My name is Wamboy. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. So it's yet another day. Today is on Thursday, actually, our last day of the week for the show. We normally go live Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So always be looking at me for that hour. And also, you can literally subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I go live. What else did I want to say? And kindly watch, interact with the content. And if you are just watching this video back after I stream, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, we are talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? Because we have been told that patriarchy is the root to all evil. Like literally, when you find the root to all the things that happen in the society, patriarchy is the root to all this evil. So that's why we're asking ourselves, do women keep, if patriarchy is the problem, do women keep it alive? But because we see women are actually contributing, women are actually there, like I think women are there contributing to patriarchy. Women have kept patriarchy going for years, because if women rose up and said like, we are not gonna participate in this, you guys are not gonna be putting your hands on us, like if women came up and said that, maybe that would not be going on again, like the spanking, all this toxicness would have literally stopped. Women would have come out and say like, if you want to be the leaders of the society, if you want the society to be patriarchal, then you need to like stop all this toxicness. Okay, Gitao says to Diamas, the reason women play hard to get or are encouraged to is because the man feels like it's an achievement. Achievement brings status. Okay, wow, interesting. That one I can see. But let me wait for Dimas's responses. I don't really know the answer to the current question, however I don't think it matters, because what is, regardless of who causes it, but it is acceptable, that is what matters. Okay. Okay. Wow. Gitao says something that's literally interesting. Women play hard to get or are encouraged to be, because the man feels like it's an achievement. Achievement brings status. Okay. I think I've heard this several times, even with like relationships advisors or whatever, like therapists and stuff like that. They keep saying that like women should make sure that their men feel like there's something that they're chasing, or like something that they're gonna get in the long run. But you keep wondering, like, can't you train your mind to settle? Like, how do you have to feel like you're chasing something continuously your whole entire life? You never feel like settling. Your whole entire life, you never feel like settling, okay? I just feel like it's just so unfair that, like, women do just settle without having to feel like they want something, but men don't. They literally have to feel like they want something. Is that the explanation where, like, why, like, men want to have like four women? So does that feeling of like winning stop after you have your fourth woman? Okay, there's so much like disconnect. when it comes to like the whole thing. So social pressure. So another thing or how women keep the patriarchy going is social pressure. Uh, so women get judged when they choose soft men. When you choose like somebody who cannot literally fight, they are like, oh God, you got yourself a soft boy right there. Oh, Keon Wise says, I'm back. Welcome to the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? What do you have to say to the topic that we are discussing, guys? And when you join in, guys, kindly like, subscribe. My name is Omboy. Thank you so much. So I was just talking about another way that women keep patriarchy going is the social pressure. Women get judged when you're with a soft man, you get judged. You're being told like, oh God, you're choosing somebody, a soft man, you're not choosing like a real man. That's not a real man. Family and friends telling you like you should go for the alpha male, like somebody who won't even lift a finger inside the house. Okay, Dama says to Gital, I can see that, but though this may sound a bit mean, I feel that only applies to a small percentage of women. We are talking about maybe 5% of women who are 9s and above. Wow. Okay. I think the whole thing of like playing hard to get is for teenagers. Like I feel like it's for teenagers, and I feel like dating sites have literally changed the narrative when it comes to like playing hard to get. Because, and you know, this is the thing that I literally I have said several times on here. I have been on dating sites before. When you're on the dating site, you literally know what you're on the dating site to do. You're literally there to find a person. So when you're on a dating site and you're literally playing hard to get, I don't understand that. Like, first of all, you and I know that we are here to find somebody, okay? So I feel like that whole thing of hard to get is like, we are past that time. You can do that if you're teenagers, but like grown adults playing hard to get, no. I don't know, maybe men are still attracted to that, but like, can you do that in the current society on how people are meeting online? Can you do that? No. Can you? I don't know. So also another thing that like makes patriarchy to still keep going is the traditional dating expectation. Okay, there is like a list or a qualification of like what traditional men are supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, like they're literally they're literally supposed to put their women in their place, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to look, there's a lot at stake when you think about the whole topic. But in the meantime, there's a question right here. So as a toxic men just branded traditional men. A toxic men branded traditional men. A toxic men branded traditional men. Like, does it really exist, or it's just like, oh, you have some toxicness in you, then you're just so traditional? A toxic man branded traditional men. Diamond says, yes, you can. I am on many dating sites, and women on the sites act like they are only there because a friend set it up. Or you hear, I'm on a dating site, but I'm not really looking. Okay, but you know what? When I was on the dating site and somebody asked me how did I get on it, I just be honest, like I downloaded it because I wanted to meet somebody. Like the whole thing of telling you, oh, my mom set me up on the dating site, like a friend was no, I literally wanted, because it doesn't change the fact that you're looking for somebody. Okay? Oof. God. A toxic man branded as traditional men. A toxic men branded as traditional men. So that's the question that we have on the screen. Guys, we're talking about, do women keep patriarchy alive? If you're being told that patriarchy is the root to all the problems that we have in the society. So what keeps patriarchy alive? If you already know that patriarchy is the problem, what keeps patriarchy alive? So that's what we're asking ourselves. And we have a question on the screen. A toxic men branded as traditional men. you know, everybody says, like, I have heard so many men say, like, I want a traditional woman, I want a woman who is grounded, I want a woman who is this and that. But what does even traditional woman mean when it comes to the same? Like, does it mean a woman who is willing to accept all the toxicness, all the things that women were being put through before this time, you know? Okay, let me wait for you guys to respond on that one. So it seems like patriarchy is just something that we say so that men can be able to control women. And you know, I keep wondering, like, if you love somebody, why would you feel this need to like control them, to tell them who they are, to discipline them? If you love somebody, like, where do you get that type of audacity? Okay. Toxic men are not branded as traditional men. However, women are drawn to them. Okay. And when they get hurt, they yell, all men are this and that. Men do the same, but we are nothing talking about men. Wow. Okay. Okay, women are drawn to men, to toxic men, and then when they get hurt, they yell, all men are this and that. I know. Okay. So wow. So there's that like attraction. Women are attracted to like men who are toxic, men who can put their hands on them, men who can. But I think it's a whole thing about feeling like you're protected, and I think women who come from households without men kind of like go through that most of the time, because when you grow up like with single parent household, for the first time in your life you see a man who can protect you. You don't care about their toxicness. All you know is like this person can protect you. Gitao says powerful men shape tradition, but also can abuse the traditional system. Okay, they have been abusing. It's not like they can. They have been abusing the traditional system. You know, like in the next generations, let's say 100 years from now, the society might be unequal. Like it might be a good mix of like patriarchy and also matriarchs. Okay, because women are getting powerful, very powerful, and it's surprising like the boy child is getting forgotten. We have put so much effort into like young girls, into like protecting women from sexual assault, but I think we've forgotten about the boys. So what will the society be like 100 years from now, in a society where like women are now so empowered? Okay. Dika says you can be traditional without being toxic. Being toxic is bad, and you cannot be traditional and be bad. Traditional man is, yes, a dominant man, but that does not bully, shout, etc. Wow, I think that's the best way to describe it. That's literally the best way to put it, or to describe it, or to talk about it. Yeah, you can be a traditional man, but you literally don't have to shout, you don't have to yell, you don't have to be mean to your partner. God, I really don't know how you pursue a woman, you get her, when you get her, you feel the need of like being toxic, you feel the need of yelling, you feel the need of all these things. Like, is that even love? Gitao says, do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? Wow, good question. Let me post the question to other people. Do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? Wow. No, I feel no. I feel like men love providing. I feel like men love providing. There is no pressure to there can be. I'm not saying that there is not. There can be pressure to provide, but I think men love providing. And when they can't do that, they put the pressure on themselves. Nobody puts the pressure on you to provide. It's just like if you can't provide as a man, you feel like maybe you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe you feel useless, because I've heard that like men feel useful when they are able to provide. Men feel useful when they are able to provide. Guys, there's a question. One of the viewers asked a question. Do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? Do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? Guys, welcome to the live. My name is Omboy. Good to see you all. We are talking about do women keep patriarchy alive? Do women keep patriarchy alive? So that's the topic of the day. We have a question. Do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? Diana says, I don't disagree with your analysis of a woman growing up without a man father protecting her. But then you have woman from abusive home seeking an abusive man like her father. And you know what? That's it. That's it. Like, you have to, yeah. Because I think our parents, or like the dynamics that we grow up in, they literally determine what we are looking for. If you are there, you're like a father to a young girl, and you're being abusive, that's what she's gonna be looking for. She's going to be looking for her father in all the relationships that she enters. So yeah, and that's something that I learned by, like, there's a show that I normally watch, and I keep seeing this repetition of, like, when these girls who are being abused and they are asked about, like, their life, or like what was their fathers there, mostly is like single father. Other times it's like the father was there but he was abusive. So I think you learn how to accept to be treated by seeing how your mother was treated. Maybe that's it. Okay. We have a question. Do you think men turn toxic because of the pressure to provide? According to me, I don't think so. I think men love providing, and when they can't provide, they just put the pressure on themselves. Ain't nobody putting pressure on the men. It's men put pressure on themselves when they cannot provide. What do you guys think about the same? Diamond says, I don't like to agree with such a thought, but as much as I want to say no, I think it can be true. Regardless of if the pressure is internal or external, one can end up taking it out on who is nearby. Oh, yeah, and that can be a problem. Because at the end of the day, that's what they are feeling inside. You know, you cannot change how somebody feels deep down. So they're feeling this pressure. They don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from deep down, from within them. But like how they express it, that's the problem. It's like you're not putting the pressure on them, but they put the pressure on themselves. Wow, interesting. But what do you think, Gitao? You asked the question, but what do you think? What do you think? And today we're gonna be winding up earlier. Like, I'm not feeling great. We're gonna be winding up earlier, and we are going to see each other on Monday. But I'll be putting videos out there about Africa. There is a video that I've been wanting to work on for a long time. I'll be working on it. Gitao says, men might like to provide, but imagine a situation where the woman thinks your provision is inadequate. He unfortunately might think the only advantage he has is control, to cut out other options. Okay, you know, something that I know for sure, like the moment a man feels threatened when he cannot provide, when a man cannot be a man naturally, how he's meant to be a man, by being the provider, by being the protector. When he can't be those things, he expresses it in another way by, like, showing you that he is a man. He can literally put his hands on you and there's nothing you can do. You can put it back on them. So it's a good way to see it. Wow. Okay. He unfortunately might think the only advantage he has in control is control, to cut out other options. Yeah. But if you get yourself into such a situation, like you're feeling the pressure, maybe you need to say, like, do not pressure me. Or I don't know how men's mind work. Okay, I don't know how it works. Diamond says, if I feel like a failure, I get angry. If you're sitting next to me, you end up feeling that anger. I know. Okay, God. But you know what? But it shouldn't be like that. If you're feeling like a failure, it's just like you're feeling like a failure. There's no problem with that. But getting out on somebody, or like putting that on somebody, I think is such a heavy load to carry. Okay, guys, we normally go for 2 hours, but today I'm not feeling great. I'm gonna I have a cold and stuff going on. So when it comes to this topic, I think, do women keep patriarchy alive? I think the answer is yes, in my opinion. Okay, I think the answer is yes. There's a lot of internalized misogyny. There's a lot of criticism from women for women who decide to do different, you know. So I would like to say that like women do not keep patriarchy alive, but unfortunately we do. We are the reason that patriarchy is still there. We are the reason like is still going. We are the reason all the things happen, because if we are able to say no, then all these things cannot continue happening. Diama says, I'm not saying it's right, but it is real. It means a man needs to evaluate himself. But we are not talking right and wrong. We are talking reality. Yeah. Yeah. You know, as a man, when you feel like that, you need to interrogate yourself and ask yourself, like, is this person that I'm expressing this on, or like that I'm putting this on, is this person that like I'm having these anger issues towards? Are they the person to blame? Are they putting this on me, or am I putting this on yourself? So when you do that, because at the end of the day, like by the way women are being empowered right now, there's gonna be severe consequences. Like you will end up with nobody, maybe you'll end up alone. But I'm not the one to say, it's just reality how it is. Okay, so to the question that we're asking ourselves today, we are gonna do 2 hours, but like I'm literally not feeling great. Diamond says, like the live, share the love, sub the Queen Hujambo from Kenya. So to the question, do women keep patriarchy alive? In my opinion, I think yes. Okay, you cannot talk about patriarchy without talking about women and how women contribute to it. Women are the one who are affected by patriarchy, but unfortunately, women are affected by patriarchy, but unfortunately they keep it going by passing it from one generation to another, by teaching their daughters how they allow men to treat them, by staying in toxic situations where somebody is putting their hands on them. So I think, yes, women teach men how to treat them. Gitao says, if your provision is inadequate, the only good option is to leave, because all other options are stopgaps and will harm you in the long run. It might not harm you, but at the end of the day, you are harming somebody. If you have children in the picture, they're seeing that, and that's what they're gonna be looking for in their relationships. You will raise a generation with a lot of bitterness. And I know for men who grew up in households where their father was abusive to the mother, they literally know how painful that is. So I do believe that we are literally the change, because we are actually the people who are able to see this from the outside. But of course, to the question, do women keep patriarchy alive? I don't know. I'm kind of like stalling so that you guys can type anything that you want to say before we wind up. So to the question, my answer is still yes. Dema says, however, I also feel it is a woman's right and duty to motivate her man to be the best that he can be. Of course, she has to know how to do this with tact and respect. Okay, but why do men have to be approached with tact and respect? You guys don't approach people with that same respect that you're expecting. Okay, and I'm actually stalling so that if you have something to say, you keep typing. Yesterday I cut off a lot of people's comments, but yeah, so today we are not gonna do that. 2 hours, we are ending it. So Diama says, as to the question, I do agree. Men create patriarchy, but women feed it and keep it alive. Wow. That's the best way, I think, to literally end it. That's for the extra time. I'm good. Okay. So you can see that men create patriarchy, women feed it. Okay. So I don't know. Men create patriarchy, women feed it. So I think you can't complain about something. You cannot complain about something and still reward it. So I think that's the bottom line. I did enjoy, guys, hanging out with you. I am gonna see you guys on Monday. Maybe I'm gonna put out a video over the weekend about all the things, guys. Make sure you come back on Monday so that you can keep talking and growing, and of course keep watching the videos. You can interact. We have a lot of lives on the show. Literally, you cannot get bored by watching literally real life right here. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Remember to work harder on yourself than you work on your job. It's good to hang out with you, Dimas, Gitao, DK, and everybody else. Okay, so bye bye.